40 times and 105 at bats.
Pookie shows bunt, pulls it back, takes the ball. That was really a great pitch by Myers. He really set it up nicely. He was coming in with a lot of quick stuff and then kind of floated that off-speed pitch that Combs just couldn't lay off. Pookie drills one into the gap and left. No one's going to get that one. It's going to go to the wall. He's going to have at least 2 and probably 3 as he motors around second. He's going to have to go in standing up. A 2-out triple for Pookie Jones, and the Cardinals, the Cats rather, have the tying run at third base.
Well, we've been bragging on Glenn Myers, the Louisville pitcher, how strong he's been through the first 4 innings, and now in the 5th, he has given up a home run to Braga and a triple to Pookie Jones.
Center fielder number.
Well, Pookie got all of that pitch and just drilled it, and no one's going to get to it. When you look at the outfield alignment on him, that was the best place to hit it. There was a huge gap in left center field, and he hit it right on the money. Step now. Hits it to short, Barnes up with it, and throws him out, but the Cats do strike. They get a triple and a home run. The leadoff homer by Braga cut the lead in half, and Pookie Jones is stranded at third. So we've played 4.5 innings here at Cardinal Stadium. It's the Cardinals 2 and the Wildcats 1.
The bright, invigorating scent of Coast. Discover how it wakes you up and jumpstarts your day. Up and at 'em! Coast, the eye-opener.
Build from the ground up. It'll take $200. And if you keep a $200 minimum balance in your Great Financial Federal checking account, you can write as many checks as you want, no charge. You'll also have Quest access to more than 600 Quest machines in this area and any Cirrus ATM nationwide. And when your balance averages $1,000 or more, you'll earn interest. It's your key to financial security from Great Financial Federal.
Very picturesque setting here at Cardinal Stadium. As you can see, the dark clouds off to the distance, and Dave, it's kind of chilly out here.
I was going to say picturesque but cold. At 57 degrees with a 20 mile or so an hour wind that's whipping in here. I don't know what the wind chill is, but it's well under 57. It's good old football weather, but we got baseball and a good 2-1 close game between Kentucky and U of L.
John Kuss, the leadoff batter this inning for the Cardinals, the second baseman. He grounded into a 1-4-3 double play. No, he just grounded out. It hit back to the pitcher off his glove. The second baseman threw him out, so he's 0 for 1. Swings and fouls it right back near us. John Kuss out of Springfield, Ohio. Went to Muscatine Community College before coming to U of L. He's a junior. Swings and lines it right at the shortstop, Jeff Michael. Soft liner for out number 1. That'll bring up Tommy Barnes as he moved to the top of the order. Kind of inside out of that pitch and right at Michael, no problem with that one. Tommy Barnes walked in the first, then was thrown out, taking a too big a lead, and the catcher gunned him out, and then he grounded to second back in the third. Takes high for a ball.
It's one of the few mistakes you see from a player like Tommy Barnes when he was thrown out for the extra large lead earlier in this game.
A good base runner, but a very aggressive base runner, and that time it cost him. 1 ball and 1 strike. And we'll see how big that will loom. Of course, he could have ended up scoring there in the first. Swung on and chopped to third. Fielded by Etter, who throws him out. 2 outs quickly here for the Cardinals in the 5th.
Look at it again. Barnes is quick getting out and trying to beat this thing out, but he doesn't have much of a chance as it's fielded short.
Right fielder number 9.
Got him by a good step and a half.
Joe Hagedorn's really been the star of the game for the Cardinals. He's been on base twice, and he scored both the runs. Got a single and a fielder's choice back in the first. Hits one right back to the pitcher, Bowles, and he throws him out. The Cardinals are retired rather quietly here in the top of the fifth. 1, 2, 3, for only the second time of the game. We played 5 full here at Cardinal Stadium. U of L still clinging to the 2-1 lead.
Oh, yes, they're the great goaltenders. The poor folks flatter for me.
Introducing Po Folks Po Tenders. Tender-sized versions of Po Folks Blue Ribbon Fried Chicken, famous country fried steak, and farm-raised catfish. You'll love our tenders.
Oh, yes, they're the great goaltenders.
Only at Po Folks.
You know, when I went to the auto show, what really caught my eye was that all-new Camaro. The kind of car that turns the girls' heads. But these days, my girls are the only ones I'm interested in. What made sense for me was the Lumina Euro, with some of the same sporty lines as the Camaro, but room for 6. That's more room than the Toyota or Honda. And not even the Taurus could match the price. With all its standard features, you just can't get a better value than Chevy Lumina.
Lumina, the soul of a Camaro in a great family car. At your Kentucky and Chevy dealer.
Top of the 6th inning here at Cardinal Stadium. U of L on top 2-1. Right now we're joined by head volleyball coach at U of L, Don Harden, and he's going to talk about a lot of things, including a great volleyball program that you have going and some great recruits, and another outstanding year making the NCAA tournament again, and you have a lot to be proud of.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it. We work real hard at it. We're kind of holding water where we are right now, though. We won the conference 3 years, and 3 years in a row we've been in the NCAA tournament. It's time for us to march forward in that NCAA tournament. That's a hard nut to crack.
No doubt about that. Jeff Michael swings, leadoff batter for Kentucky, and fouls it off. No balls and 1 strike.
Don, we look ahead at the schedule that you've got, volleyball schedule this coming season, and you might want to run through for us some of the highlights as we look at the screen.
Yeah, Dave, we have open with Xavier on September 1st. Our home opener, we always try to get a good crowd for that. Our goal this year is to try to sell out that home opener against Xavier. We have some Louisville girls on that Xavier squad coming in their hometown to play against us, so we hope some people turn out to see them. Of course, we have some other good rivals coming in, Tennessee, Kentucky among them, and some conference opponents, Southern Miss and Tulane in November.
That swung on and drilled to left field deep. Going over is Charlie Allen, and he gloves it for out number 1. So Jeff Michaels sent it a long way, but Allen was there to make the grab. 1 out here in the 6th.
What do you expect in the Metro Conference next year?
Well, Virginia Tech has greatly improved. Last year, they became regionally ranked. In fact, we were one of the only regionally and nationally ranked teams in the conference for a couple years now, but Virginia Tech has really come on. Southern Miss has come on strong. The administrators from school to school, program to program, have really decided to fund women's volleyball as a sport worthy of gaining some attention and some revenue and some fans. So they put the money into their staffing and recruiting. We should see something coming out of that, I think, within the next year or 2.
We look forward to televising some of your volleyball games, as we've done in the past few years, Don.
Well, I'm just amazed how many people around town have seen it on TV. I go out to the mall or somewhere and people say, "Aren't you the volleyball coach?" And I say, "How the hell do you know I'm the volleyball coach?" You know, it's amazing. There's so many people watching. It's really helped our sport a great deal to get that kind of exposure.
Swung on and fouled back by Eddie Brooks, who's batting second here. 1 out in the 6th for Kentucky. Of course, I'm sure it helps in recruiting. You've had some great players come in here during your tenure. Of course, Shannon Mishak, just one of many last year who will be leaving, but you got some pretty good players coming in and some that are already there that haven't reached their potential.
Yeah, this is our best recruiting year by far. We have we graduate 5 seniors, which is my first recruiting class. I can't hardly believe it's gone by that quickly. But the 5 freshmen coming in are far and away among our best recruiting class ever here at Louisville. 2 very talented local players I'm really excited about. Allison Jarbo here at Assumption High School won the state tournament, and Jackie Byrne, who is from New Albany High School across the river.
Eddie Brooks goes down swinging for out number 2.
It's 3 strikeouts for Myers.
Take a look at this pitch. And Nice breaking ball there.
Catcher, number 25.
Ron Myers still pretty much in control. Only one mistake, giving up that home run to Matt Braga in the last inning for the only run for Kentucky. Here's Billy Thompson, the catcher. First pitch is taken for ball one. I know, Coach, looking at that schedule, Tennessee and some of the ranked teams, and I know what you try to do is play as many ranked or top teams nationally to get you ready for that NCAA tournament play. Hit sharply to third, backhanded, and the long throw by Opel in the dirt. Tucker Howard can't come up with it, and Billy Thompson reaches. They have to give him a base hit, I would think, on that. It was a very tough throw, and that would be a base hit.
Base hit for Thompson as you look at Opel making the play at third, and the throw a little bit low, and Howard couldn't come up with it.
Yeah, more and more, I think all of our varsity sports programs, baseball, women's basketball, women's volleyball, are beginning to get better and better opponents in here on our schedule. You know, Gene had the Big Four Classic early in the year. Our attendance is starting to mushroom slightly. I know we sold out our last several matches of the season last year. We're really looking forward to next season. We got a lot of people already talking about it.
Cardinal Arena, a nice home to have, a terrific looking floor in there. I think it's a place where people like to come and watch a volleyball game.
Well, not only that, it's a very intimidating arena. The seats are right down on the floor, very close to the opponents. They kind of feel like the crowd's coming in on them there. It's a chance for you to come out and really have an impact for our team. There's no question about that.
Brad Hendersman, the two-out batter for the Wildcats. He's 0 for 2. He's got a runner on first base. We're in the top of the sixth, 2-1 U of L. Don Harden, the volleyball coach, joins us. Runner going, swung on, and it's going to be fouled back, and they'll have to do it all over again.
I'm really concerned about next season, graduating 5 seniors out of 12 players. Anytime you lose that many people from your squad, almost half your squad, it leaves an emotional void out there. Even if all of the players aren't starting players, they're very important role models, and they carry a lot of the load, being upperclassmen. And I'm real proud of the way our younger kids have worked hard to fill that gap, but it's going to be an interesting year with all those people gone at once.
Yeah, I guess people like Michelle Hess will have to kind of step up. They'll be seniors and kind of take over that senior leadership that you'll look to each year.
Yeah, it's already starting to happen. It's real interesting how that baton gets passed off from player to player and how they step in to fill that role. Of course, their expectations are to win the conference again. They can't settle for anything less than that and take a step back to that. But it's going to be quite an accomplishment this year for us to do that with such a young squad. If we can pull that off, I look for some good things 2-3 years down the road.
Here's the 1-1 pitch as the runner goes, swung on and fouled at the plate. So we'll have to come back. I know there was an injury. Had a young lady who was injured, I believe had arthroscopic surgery on her knee. Could you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, Becky Verst, who is one of our, she was also in the original recruiting class, which would have made 6 seniors, but she had a medical hardship her freshman year. We were fortunate enough to be able to keep her for another season, and here she injures her knee during the spring. But it's very minor surgery, and I think it's going to be back similar to Tick Rogers' surgery, actually. And I saw him today, as a matter of fact, and he looks very healthy, and she should be back 100% within 6 weeks or so. She's a real tough kid, going to work real hard for it.
Here's the 1-2 pitch, runner going again, swung on and fouled back again.
Hendersman 0 for 2 on the game tonight at the plate.
Boy, those clouds have just been threatening all evening, haven't they?
They have been moving over towards this way. And we, of course, hope that we don't see any showers or anything like that, especially in the open booth that we're in here, Dave.
Open stands.
Yeah, this is the biggest booth I've ever seen.
Seats about 30,000.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Brad Hendersman. Big throw to first, and they got him. Glenn Myers on to Tucker Howard, and they nail Billy Thompson. And that is all for the Wildcats. Don Harden, we'd like to thank you very much for stopping in. Always a pleasure to talk to you, and good luck next season.
Likewise, I really appreciate the support WDRB has given our programs, and hopefully we'll work hard and make it a worthy cause. Give you something to be excited about as well. Really appreciate your support.
Thank you, Don.
No problem. Back in a minute with more baseball.
What happens when something hot meets something cool?
Hot eats, cool treats, a Dairy Queen.
The full meal deal is going full blast for just $2.49.
It's hot.
Get a big, juicy burger, hot fries,
It's cool.
soft drink, and delicious 5-ounce sundae. The full meal deal, best bargain in town, yours for just $2.49.
Hot eats, cool treats, we treat you right.
Thad Beaumont's books are larger than life.
Whoever would have thought you was a celebrity?
I'm not the celebrity George Stark is.
Hotter than hell.
These behaviors could be interpreted as schizophrenia.
And badder than bad.
You really don't realize what you're like when you write those books, do you? It's like watching Jekyll turn into Hyde.
Based upon a book by Stephen King. The Dark Half. Rated R. Starts Friday, April 23rd.
Back at Cardinal Stadium, I'm Bob Rainey along with David Sullivan for U of L baseball action here on WDRB Fox 41. The Wildcats and the Cardinals. U of L on top 2-1.
Those dark clouds have stayed away so far tonight. It's awfully cold out here, I can tell you that, with the wind. We've got the same two pitchers going. Bowles for Kentucky, Myers for U of L. And there's the temperature reading on the scoreboard for however accurate that might or might not be. 21-mile-an-hour wind coupled with that temperature, and we've got a pretty chilly evening out here. But we've got a good baseball game going, a 2-1 game.
Sure do. Kind of a pitcher's duel. Glenn Myers against Matt Bowles, and both had their problems a little bit. Myers gave up a home run to lead off the 5th inning. That's really been his only blemish. And Bowles had some control problems early and gave up one in the 1st and one in the 3rd, but since then he's settled down. In fact, he's retired the last 4 Cardinals in order. Tucker Howard leads it off in the 6th inning. He doubled in the 1st, actually reached on a single and went to second on Pookie Jones's error, and he hits a shot right to second base. Brooks comes up with it and throws him out.
Not great speed going down there as he was thrown out by a good step or more.
Yeah, he's lugging 225 pounds down there, and although he's a pretty decent athlete, a little deceptive speed, but it was hit so hard, and Brooks made a good play.
Look at it again. Tucker Howard smacking it down to Brooks at second. You saw him drop it, but a good recovery and up and throwing, and foul off here from the first pitch to Opal.
Darren Opal flied to left, and he doubled in a run in the 3rd. Coming in, hitting at .347, 6 homers, 25 RBIs. A senior out of DePaul, Indiana, North Harrison High School. First team All-Metro selection last year, and he's on his way to doing that again this year for the Cards.
1 for 2 tonight, had a base hit in the 3rd.
Goes inside with that pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike.
You know, Bowles seems to have settled down over the last couple of 3 innings.
That's hit to shallow right field. Pookie Jones calls for it, makes the catch, and Darren Opal is retired on the lazy fly ball to right. And you're certainly correct with that, Dave. He really has settled down. Remember how wild he was in the 1st inning.
You go back to the 4th inning. It ended on a double play, and then he set him down 1, 2, 3 in the 5th, and he's retired the first 2 in this inning.
There's Pookie Jones squeezing that one. Catches the inside corner in the first pitch to Charlie Allen, who's been quiet with the bat. He walked in the 1st and grounded 6-3 back in the 3rd. That's fouled back. And Coach Keith Madison says he likes coming over here to Cardinal Stadium. Kind of different from Shively Field over in Lexington. It's, of course, natural grass over there, and they've revamped that place. I was there on Saturday. Quite a lovely baseball park, kind of the Wrigley Field look with the brick around near the dugouts.
Now, Kentucky, Madison and the team battled losing 2 of their top players. Jenkins, who pitcher who had elbow surgery, bone chips removed, and he's probably out for the season. And Abbott, we've mentioned, with mononucleosis. So those are 2 top-line players that the Wildcats have had to try to replace, and they're probably not that easily replaced.
No, and especially in the SEC, you need all the good players you can get. A premier baseball conference, and they struggle at times when they have to go down to some of those places. That swung unbelted to center field, but back for it is Eastep, and he backpedals and makes the catch to retire the side. So 1, 2, 3 go the Cardinals in the 6th. We played 6 full innings here at Cardinal Stadium. U of L on top, 2-1.
How smart is Louisville? Making a name as the horse racing heart of America, that's smart. And being ranked one of the top American cities to live in, that's very smart. But bringing in Southwest Airlines, the airline with the highest rated service and the lowest unrestricted fares like this, that's downright brilliant.
Hey, we know a winner when we see one.
Louisville and Southwest Airlines, just plain smart.
Right now, our new hand-cut top sirloin is just $5.99, and that includes our 72-item, all-you-can-eat grand buffet and Sunday bar, all for just $5.99. Ponderosa, a good idea.
We are back at Cardinal Stadium here in Louisville. A cloudy sky and a chilly night and a 2-1 baseball game. Louisville is leading it. David Sullivan and Bob Brainy, and we're joined now by U of L ladies basketball coach Bud Childers. Bud, welcome on a very chilly baseball night.
Thank you, David. I remarked where are the goalposts at tonight?
It could very easily be a football game out here rather than baseball, that's for sure. We want to talk about ladies basketball and what's coming up in the year ahead and the accomplishments you had this year, which were very many, and you're to be lauded for the season you just completed.
Well, thank you, David. It was a lot of fun this year, and we went a little bit further this year than we have in the past, and hopefully we'll continue that climb.
We are in the, we'll chat with you about your team as we go along here and move into the top of the 7th inning. Number 30, Brad Hendersman is the batter. This is a pop-up down along the left field line. The catch is made for the out.
Darren Opel squeezes that one to get the first out here, and we're starting to fly by in this game here, which I'm not too displeased with the way the weather's going, but Darren Opel, handy with the glove and with the bat. He's driven in a run tonight.
Well, Matt Braga is up, and for Kentucky, the first baseman who came in batting .333 pounded a home run his last time up in the 5th. This time he hits one down into left field, speeding over.